Today on Seattle Refined, they've shattered the glass ceiling.
If you assume that someone is going to just recognize you because of your hard work, you're missing the boat.
From the boardroom to the newsroom to the basketball court.
And what I loved is that there was a competitiveness on the floor, but there was a competitiveness in life.
Today on Refined, 3 inspirational Northwest women share their secrets for success at work and in life.
Life puts obstacles in your way, always, but you are the only one that put the limits.
Seattle Refined starts now.
Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. I'm here in the South Sound outside the Tacoma Dome today to tell you about something really special you're not going to want to miss.
I'm talking about the So Northwest Women's Show. The show is celebrating 30 years of fashion, fun, friendship, freebies, and more. And this year the show's moved to Tacoma and the lineup is better than ever. From The Bachelor to Dancing with the Stars, from General Hospital, some of your favorite celebs are heading to T-Town this February 24th and 25th. To get your tickets, log on to nwomenshow.com.
To gear up for the Women's Show, today on Refined, we are honoring dynamic, inspirational women in our community. There are so many powerful and engaging women in our region who are absolutely shattering barriers and helping lift up the next generation. But today, we want to start with someone we here at KOMO see every day. She's our general manager and a lady who truly leads by example.
All the time, if I'm wearing my KOMO gear, I have my KOMO backpack, people say, what do you do there? Do you know Steve Poole?
Let's talk about your temperatures. Here's what's
And I always say, I'm Steve's boss. And they say, you are? And I say, actually, no, I'm Steve's boss's boss. And they go, what?
When viewers think of KOMO, anchors Steve Poole, Eric Johnson, or Mary Nam may come to mind. But for all of us who work here, Janine Drafts is the real star.
So before she was GM, she was the head of sales. So, you watch her leap from one position of leadership to another, and she just keeps on climbing.
Oh, Janine. Yeah, I love her. We love her here. She's engaged, she's fun. I think she came as a sales assistant and climbed her way up in a tough business.
Janine has paid her dues. She first walked into KOMO in her early 20s after graduating from the University of Washington, ready and eager to learn.
I consider this my first real gig.
You're watching KOMO TV4 Seattle.
I applied for a sales assistant, marketing assistant position at KOMO TV and got the job.
At the time, she never imagined what that first job would turn into.
So things have changed dramatically. I remember vividly the first woman who wore pants on the staff, the sales staff. I remember there were no female vice presidents or managers outside of middle management when I first started.
But Janine worked her way up, and 3 decades later, she's running the show.
I run KOMO AM and FM, KPLZ, KVI, KOMO Television, and KUNS, the Univision television station, and I'm really proud of that station too.
Janine says she's never once considered being a woman an obstacle, but there are times she's reminded she's a stellar success in a man's world.
It's still rare to find women in very senior management positions. I think some of the things that you hear about and you read about, I absolutely experience. Things like that are more of an unintended bias. So I'll say something in a leadership meeting and it doesn't get repeated, and then 3 minutes later, a man will say the same thing, and all of a sudden everyone goes, that's it! And you're like, what? So I have a real energy around being supportive and mentoring other females because of that. There's 2 things that I always tell interns or new employees when they start, and the first thing is, ask for what you want. Make yourself incredibly valuable. Work really hard in that first job, right? Work really, really hard, and then ask for what you want. If you assume that someone is going to just recognize you because of your hard work, you're missing the boat.
When it comes to mentoring other women, Janine's passion starts at home.
I am ridiculously proud of my daughters. Megan is my river and my heart. Claire, she is my joy, my sunshine.
The admiration is mutual.
I think what I admire most about my mom is the way that she She's always supported us to do whatever we want. I think that there's something to say about someone that can walk into a room and everybody's head turns. She commands attention.
My teachers and like my other friends' parents would even look up to her, and like I noticed that like she was special, and like when even like people that I look up to her.
But like any working parent, Janine says she's had to make difficult sacrifices.
I want to know if you guys feel like you ever missed out on anything because you had a working mom.
I mean, I would say that I didn't feel like I necessarily missed out. I feel like there were times when I felt like you missed out on like parts of my childhood, and I think that that's how everyone feels.
And one of the things that killed me one time was, I don't remember which one it was you that said it, but you brought home one of the slips for driving for one of the field trips, and you said, "It's okay, I've already checked the box that said you can't drive because you never drive."
That's a Claire move.
And in that moment, there was this piece of me that went, oh.
And it turns out, leading and motivating others is in Janine's blood. She credits a lot of her success to one special woman.
So this is a picture of my grandmother and a letter from KVOS Radio in Bellingham, which is where I grew up. She was offered a job in radio in the 1930s, and she turned it down to stay at home. Incredibly smart, incredibly driven really early on, and was one of my mentors and coaches at a very young age. And I think the reason why is that she always wanted to go to college and she was never able to. She passed away almost 2 years ago now. I think she would be ridiculously proud. And that is extremely special to me.
While Janine is an open book, there's one question you should never ask her.
I really dislike being asked, how do you do it all? How do you make it work? How do you find that work-life balance? Who would ask a man that question? I hate that question. And it's because you don't. You don't.
If you'd like to hear Janine speak in person, she'll be a part of a special panel taking the stage at this year's So Northwest Women's Show. To learn more, log on to nwwomenshow.com. Seattle Refined is just getting started. She risked it all to start a new life here in America.
I left my family, my friends, my car, my apartment, my life. I left everything.
The harrowing and heartfelt story of KUNS anchor Paula Lamas. But first,
I feel like she's such a motherly figure, and her impact just within the little bit of time that I've gotten to know her has been insane.
Slam dunk life lessons from the playbook of the UW's new top dog. Guests of the So Northwest Women's Show stay at Tacoma's Hotel Murano. Hotel Murano, a luxury hotel located conveniently in downtown, just steps from the city's best museums and restaurants. Check it out.
Welcome back to Refined. We're outside the Tacoma Dome today, the home of the upcoming So Northwest Women's Show. We are shining a light on inspirational women in our community. And when it comes to being a champion, University of Washington women's basketball coach Jody Wynn knows what happens off the court is just as important as what happens on it. You see, for Wynn, basketball is truly a family affair.
She's the real deal. Strong, energetic, positive in every aspect of her life.
Why'd you get into coaching?
Because I wanted to give back to the game that gave me so much. You know, I just figured that if I could be a role model to young women, if I can open up doors to their future, if I could teach them life lessons along the way and be around a great game that gave me a career, gave me a college education, gave me a family, a life, I want to do that for other young women.
Jody Wynn, the new University of Washington's women's basketball coach, is respected by all. It's how she's wired.
Oh, so many things about Jody that made her a great fit. I mean, one, she has a high standard for excellence. She really expects a lot of the women in her program, and it went well beyond the court. And what I loved is that there was a competitiveness on the floor, but there was a competitiveness in life.
Basketball is in Jody's blood. It started years ago in Southern California. Then, after starring for USC, she quickly got into coaching. An assistant at Pepperdine, this rocketed Jody to her first head coaching job at Long Beach State. It's there she earned her chops, taking the 49ers to a rare NCAA tournament appearance. Today, her life is a juggling act, just the way she wants it.
Each day we take it day by day, and don't look ahead. And I am a mom, I'm a wife, and I have 15 student athletes that need me every single day and that look up to us.
Today, she's the top dog at the UW, taking over a program this season that lost key players and a successful coach, a challenge right up her alley. But when you meet Jody, her life isn't all basketball. Her favorite starting lineup, her daughters Jada and Kaylee, and her husband Derek, who's also her assistant on the Husky bench.
I love her for being a great mom, great wife. Just everything that she does, she puts everything into it.
Coach Jody Wynn changes lives. She's a winner, not only in victories, but how she molds people around her to be solid citizens.
I loved Jody's family approach. I knew that in her heart, because she was a mom and is a mom, and that she had demonstrated in her other jobs, that she was going to care deeply about the women in her program, and that she was going to help them get better as human beings, better as citizens to our community. Like, that is our expectation.
So Jody, here you are right here, your second home, right?
It's the best place on campus.
You feel really comfortable here, don't you?
Absolutely, I don't ever want to leave. A lot of times I don't even know what the weather was like outside.
A lot of your players absolutely adore you, not just for your coaching skills, but what you bring to them as just a human being.
Well, it's my job to be a mentor and a role model to them. I'm not just the basketball coach. I don't want to just see them in the confines of a 3-hour practice or a 2-hour practice. I want to make sure that I'm interacting with them in their daily lives.
That's how a team wins.
Coach Wynn's work ethic is nonstop, from the film room to the court and back. It's what inspires her players. Junior Hannah Johnson had the opportunity to transfer, but after going one-on-one with Jody, staying at the UW was a slam dunk decision.
To see a woman in such a big, high-profile job, it gives me, that motivation and hope. And seeing someone like her be so successful, you know what? I can do that. So it's almost like she's a mentor.
I feel like she's such a motherly figure, and her impact just within the little bit of time that I've gotten to know her has been insane. Like, I know I can go to her and talk to her, anything from basketball to school to just politics even, just whatever that's going on my mind. She's just been amazing.
Coach Jody Wynn, a woman on top of the world we can all look up to.
But I just feel like it's, I owe it to the game to give everything I can, because the game gave me so much. It gave me an education, it gave me a career, it gave me a husband, and it's taken me all over the world, and I feel like I owe it to give back.
Jody Wynn's Huskies return to Hec-Ed February 23rd to take on the Stanford Cardinal. Coming up on Refined.
I think if you've been around Paula long enough, you know she has this infectious enthusiasm.
The Northwest journalist whose personal journey sounds like the plot of a Lifetime movie. Paula Lamas shares her remarkable story next.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gard Swanson. Today we are shining the spotlight on some of the most incredible women in our community. And we didn't have to look too far to find one who is making an impact every single day.
Many of you may know Paula Lamas. She's the anchor of KUNS, Como's Spanish language sister station. Lamas is an award-winning journalist and trusted news source. But what people may not know is her harrowing personal journey. Here's Refined's Malia Karlinski.
Bienvenidos a Noticias Univisión Seattle, les saluda Paula Lamas.
Each weeknight, 10,000 viewers tune in to get their news in Spanish. It's delivered by KUNS anchor Paula Lamas. People trust Lamas for her balanced reporting and her commitment to bringing them the stories that shape their lives.
Entre ellos está la congresista del
The
estado de
high-tech
Washington,
studio in Seattle, where Paula broadcasts from, seems like a world away from where she grew up, in Venezuela.
5 years old, I want to be a Miss Venezuela. Then at 12 years old, I want to be a Gianni Versace's model. And then later, I want to become a diplomat or a journalist.
Lamas loved her life there.
That was a wonderful place, green, with beautiful people inside, kind people, and beautiful people.
But then political upheaval. It changed the course of her life.
Hugo Chavez was a dictator that came to power in 1988 and destroyed everything. And we can tell since the beginning, many people, he divided the society, he divided the country, he divided families.
For a time, Lamas's day-to-day life stayed the same. She started modeling as a teen, competing in beauty contests.
Every single Venezuelan that born in the 80s, they want to be Miss Venezuela because, first of all, that was a cultural thing. And second of all, if you want to be on media, TV, radio, or whatever, that would be easy if you do that step. So I thought, okay, I will do it.
She clinched the title of Miss Caracas and was set to compete for the Miss Venezuela crown when Lamas and her mom took a fateful trip to the United States.
We came on December 2002. We used to come a lot to the United States for vacation, but never to stay. We'd never think to stay in this country.
A phone call from a friend changed their lives forever. The political situation had become dangerous.
That friend says, stay in the United States, don't come back until these people get out of the power.
Turns out her family was targeted and was on a list of government enemies.
They use this list to discriminate and do very bad things. They put people in jail, they take away your passport, and they violate your rights as a citizen.
That's when Lamas and her mom made the difficult decision to stay in the United States.
I left my family, my friends, my car, my apartment, my life. I left everything.
Was that a scary time?
Yes. Sometimes I feel like Paula gets stuck in time and I have to build a new one here.
But I don't know if it's a new Paula, but you built a whole life here.
Oh yeah, I'm so proud and so happy. This country is amazing.
She and her mom moved to Florida, where Lamas enrolled in college and started all over.
I have new friends, I have a family here.
While she was a student, she fell in love with radio.
So we used to go every single afternoon that semester to a radio show, and we had so much fun, and I think that opened the doors to another world.
A raíz de la petición de los padres, comenzamos nuestro recorrido por el mundo.
Lamas expanded to broadcasting and has been a successful producer, reporter, and anchor for the past 20 years. She's had stints at Radio Caracol, Telemiami, and CNN, and now she's at KUNS.
Una incansable luchadora y recta.
Lamas has fulfilled her dream of being a journalist and then some. She's done it all, from covering world events to interviewing celebrities.
I think if you've been around Paula long enough, you know she has this infectious enthusiasm. And I really like that about her. She clearly enjoys what she does. The other thing that is awesome is she's got this passionate curiosity, which is a must-have for a good journalist. And she has it in spades.
I want to tell stories. I want to tell the things that were happening at that point. I feel interesting in that. I feel that it was a very magic world where you can open up for a person and that people can tell you his story or her story.
Paula. Her own personal experience proves her pluck and persistence in the face of very tough times, giving her a unique perspective.
Life puts obstacles in your way, always, but you are the only one that put the limits. So you can be whatever you want.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
We're happy to tell you Paula's family has safely escaped Venezuela. Paula will be one of our special guests at the So Northwest Women's Show. To buy tickets and find out when you can meet her, log on to nwwomenshow.com. Seattle Refined will be right back.
Welcome back to Refined. Today, as we gear up for the So Northwest Women's Show, we are profiling amazing, inspirational women.
Thanks to all the women who shared their stories on Refined, including Como GM Janine Drafts, KUNS anchor Paula Lamas, and UW women's basketball coach Jody Wynn. And the celebration of Northwest Women doesn't stop today. You'll want to check out the So Northwest Women's Show on February 24th and 25th at the Tacoma Dome. The lineup includes celebs from General Hospital, Dancing with the Stars, The Bachelor, America's Next Top Model, and many, many more. To learn more or buy tickets, log on to the website, nwwomenshow.com. It's a party you won't want to miss.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gar Swanson. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, we want to see you right here at the Tacoma Dome for the So Northwest Women's Show. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.